next couple of years because it's bad for the planet.
The lead singer, Chris Martin, says he wants to make gigging carbon neutral before the band hits the road again. He's been explaining all of this in an exclusive interview with our entertainment correspondent, Colin Patterson.
Well, Chris Martin, here we are. Hello.
Hi, Colin.
In the Amman Citadel in Jordan. Why have you taken us here?
Well, we wanted to basically pick somewhere in what we consider the middle of the world, and in the middle of the biggest area where we normally don't get to play. And bands like us don't come here very often. And also it's just so beautiful and makes me fizzle with excitement.
The album has a real world sound to it. You sing about the Middle East, you sing about Africa. Why this global perspective?
Right now there's so much prevalence of people saying we're us and they're them and they're different to you and they come from there. And I think if you've had the privilege of traveling around the world a lot, you know that ultimately we're all from the same place. And so I think in a very gentle British way, this whole record is us talking about the fact that we don't really feel that we're different to any other human on earth, no matter where they come from or what they look like.
Sounding quite hippie there, no?
I'm hippie and I know it. Clap my hands. We're taking time over the next year or two to work out how can not only our tour be sustainable, but how can it be actively beneficial? How can we harness the resources that our tour creates and make it have a positive impact? The hardest thing is the flying side of things. But for example, our dream is to have a show with no single-use plastic, to have it be largely solar powered. So I think it's a question of just accepting that you have to do your best, not to be too overzealous in criticizing others, because everyone will catch up if you prove that it's easy.
How important is it to the band to stay at the top?
I think regardless of who the biggest band in the world is, you all have to realize that you're going to be polishing Ed Sheeran's boots. There's always someone bigger and there's always someone better, but you just have to give it everything. I know that we're becoming the best Coldplay ever.
8th album, the first 7 have all got to #1 in the UK.
Yeah.
If this doesn't get to #1, how annoyed would you be?
I was thinking about this yesterday. First of all, I've reached an age where I've consciously decided that we have to not worry about anything like that, commercial or critical. You just got to follow your heart entirely and give everything you can give. On top of that, I know Robbie Williams has an album coming out and I love Robbie, and
Christmas album.
I would like him to do well, so I don't mind where our album lands.
It's a proper old-fashioned chart battle.
No, it's
Coldplay
not,
and Robbie
because
the same
we're not
week.
fighting. I'd be thrilled for him.
Glastonbury, you
Yeah.
are so part of that festival now. You cropped up a couple of times in the main stage last year. It's been announced Paul McCartney is going to headline next year. Any chance of Coldplay joining him on the bill?
No.
Why not?
I did pop up on stage last year, and I loved doing so.
Stormzy, Kylie.
And then I saw a tweet afterwards that said, you can always rely on him to come on in a tracksuit and ruin everything. So I was like, you know what? A, I should work on my trousers, and B, I shouldn't be online, and C, maybe just go and watch Glastonbury for a year or so.
Did that hurt you?
Sometimes these things hurt me, because I'm human.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Did that hurt you that critics have never taken to Coldplay in the same way that fans have?
No. No. I was once at a Tottenham game next to the away stand, so I was hearing both sets of songs, and I was like, gosh, actually not that hard being in Coldplay. At least when we play a stadium, it's all our fans. We don't have one section of, Robbie fans.
So it's not as hard.
Christmas #1. Christmas #1.